7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is up, OWO Maniacs? It has been a long time since I did a video. I apologise. There's no real reason other than I've not been well for a bit, and I've done a couple of videos here and there for my main channel, but that one hasn't been as active as I'd like it to be. But I'm starting to think that this is going to help me move forward. So as you can see, this video, the first one I've done, like I said, for a while, is going to be a review of Goldberg, the Ultimate Collection. I know it's a pretty old DVD now, but I've not watched any wrestling. I didn't watch anything in 2018. So I found some DVDs and I thought, right, I am going to watch these and, going to try and get myself back into wrestling. So keep your eyes peeled. I might do some reviews. So anyway, enough of the babbling on. This is going to be my review to Goldberg, the Ultimate Collection. So it took me a while to get the actual DVD itself, and it's taken me even longer to do this review, as you know, but hopefully it'll be worth it. I mean, to me it was worth the wait getting the DVD. I also have the Blu-ray, but it was the DVD that I watched. Yeah, that's why it's a DVD review, but it's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, a lot of people back in the day didn't rate Goldberg. I was a fan. Him and Sting were really the main reason I watched WCW. So like I said, that being said, I'll get on with it and give you a quick rundown and my thoughts of Goldberg, the Ultimate Collection. So Disc 1 starts with obviously his debut match against Humorous. Then there's a match against the Barbarian. Then it's Mongo McMichael match from Starrcade. Then it's his first title match, which was a WCW US title match against Raven, which was one of my favourite early Goldberg matches. And he obviously won his first WCW title. By this point in the streak, he was 75-0. So next up is a match against Scott Hall, and this was sort of done to try and derail his WCW title hopes. The stipulation being he had to beat Hall to get a shot against Hogan for the world title. Obviously they were all NWO at this point, black and white. There was no red and black at this point. Goldberg beat Hall 107-0 and went on to face Hogan later that night. So up next obviously is Hogan versus Goldberg for the WCW World Heavyweight title. Probably one of my favourite Goldberg matches of all in WCW. Him beating Hogan, and as Bobby Heenan said in commentary, listen to the roof go off this place, and it did. It was brilliant. I was never a Hogan fan, I've mentioned this before. I did like Hogan in the NWO, but at this point it was starting to get a bit silly. I apologise for that, it's my dog having a bit of a run around. But yeah, at this point the NWO were getting to the point where they were just pretty much dictating what they were going to do and what they weren't going to do backstage. So it reflected on the in-ring product. A lot of people were getting looked over or squashed by the NWO that should really have been given decent chances. So anyway, yeah, Goldberg wins 108-0. Bash at the Beach match against Kurt Hennig is next, 112-0. And then we have Wolfpack Sting facing Goldberg for the world title. And at this point, it's 143 for no defeats. Sting's challenge comes short. Hogan interferes, 144 for none. DDP's up next, trying to dethrone Goldberg at Halloween Havoc, 145 for 0. Another of my favourite matches, Goldberg versus the Giant, which was Paul White, or Big Show as he's most commonly known nowadays, where Goldberg picks him up, deadlifts him, and jackhammers him. Now, I was impressed by John Cena's AA on the Big Show You know, I was impressed by his AA on Mark Henry and Carly. But to lift the Big Show up vertically, hold him, and then drop him was just amazing. He was attacked after this match by Bam Bam Bigelow, and then Kevin Nash wanted some Goldberg and the WCW title. So at this point, Goldberg's 173 from none, going into the infamous Starrcade match with Kevin Nash, where Hall used a cattle prod on Goldberg and gave Nash the win. I'm not 100% sure on this, so don't quote me as it being Bible, but I'm pretty sure I've read that Kevin Nash at this point was in charge of booking. So take that as you will. Nash is in charge of booking, Goldberg drops the title to him, and it's done with a cattle prod. So they kind of protected the streak back. There was nothing he could do, but why give it to Nash? Because, you know, by this point it was falling apart anyway. He couldn't really do anything. So that's the last match of Disc 1. Disc 2 starts with a match against Ric Flair on Nitro, with Nash and Hogan on commentary, and that breaks down at the end when the NWO interfere. Next up is a 4-way match for the WCW World Heavyweight title, featuring Hogan, DDP, Flair, and obviously Goldberg. Yeah, Hogan, DDP, Flair, yeah, Goldberg, obviously. That match doesn't end either due to interference. And then up next is a match against Kevin Nash at Spring Stampede, where the man Goldberg gets redemption against Nash despite Luger trying to interfere. Fall Brawl match versus DDP follows that, and another victory despite the attempts of the New Jersey Triad getting involved. The New Jersey Triad, I believe... Oh, I can't remember who was in it. I apologise. I can't remember who was in it. I haven't got a clue, sorry. Sid Vicious in a WCW US title match at Halloween Havoc is next. Goldberg wins the title after the ref decides Vicious is unable to continue. Then later in the night there's an impromptu match against Sting after Hogan lay down for Sting to pin him earlier and become the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Another victory for Goldberg and a second world title reign equals a happy Richard. Another match against Sid, this time an I Quit match. Goldberg gets the win after Sid passes out. Fall Brawl against Big Pump Scott Steiner. It's the next matchup. And after interference from the biggest prick in the wrestling industry, Vince Russo. Yes, you read that right, Vince Russo. He can hate Vince Russo, hate everything about him. Guy thinks it's something he's not. Ruined WCW and destroyed TNA along with Hogan and Bischoff. So, yeah, Vince Russo. He hits Goldberg with a lead pipe, and Steiner gets a dubious win. So then next up is a handicap match against Chronic, and Goldberg beats him. Section showing Russo stating that Goldberg's streak will start again, and he'll only get a world title shot once he gets back to his original streak. You know, Luger and Buff Bagwell, who Buff Bagwell was very overrated in my opinion, as was Lex Luger. He wasn't the greatest. He did what he did, but he wasn't by far the greatest. But Buff Bagwell was just a joke. I despise that guy. So yeah, they're next in a match where Goldberg teams with Sarge, Dwayne Bruce, who was a trainer at the WCW Power Plant. Luger and Bagwell get the victory after Goldberg gets maced in the eyes by a fan that Luger had planted at ringside. So that meant essentially Goldberg's career is over, and that ends Disc 2. Disc 3 starts with an explanation about WCW being bought out by WWE and Goldberg just leaving wrestling. Then, after 2 years, he appears on Raw and spears The Rock. I remember that, and I was just like, oh my god, Goldberg's in WWE, this is it, this is going to be mental. To quote JR, business is going to pick up, and it did. In fact, I have the pay-per-view on Match that was Goldberg's in-ring debut in a match, and that was Backlash. Can't remember which year, 2001 maybe, 2003, I'm not sure. Can't remember, but yeah, Goldberg versus Rock at Backlash, and Goldberg won, and that was when The Rock was a heel and he was sort of going off to do his Hollywood thing. So yeah, Goldberg wins, is in WWE. Who's next? I can't believe I haven't used that catchphrase earlier. I really can't. So anyway, up next is Christian in a cage match on Raw. Then next up is Jericho at Bad Blood and 2 more wins for Goldberg. Elimination Chamber match, at SummerSlam against Evolution's Randy Orton, Kevin Nash, World Heavyweight Champion Triple H, Y2J and HBK. Comes down to Goldberg and Triple H. Flair throws a sledgehammer for Triple H to use, does, and retains the title. Then it shows the Evolution beatdown of Goldberg, and then it goes to Unforgiven 2003, Triple H versus Goldberg for the World Heavyweight Championship. There was an added stipulation, of course. Triple H wins, Goldberg retires. Goldberg's title reign begins. I couldn't have been happier. The next match is a match against Mark Henry, which just seems really random. Interference brings this one to an end. Batista is up next, representing Evolution. Triple H interferes in this one. Survivor Series, Goldberg versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight title. Well, World Heavyweight Championship, sorry. Despite the infamous sledgehammer and Evolution's interference, Goldberg retains. Last match on the disc is a WrestleMania 20 match against Brock Lesnar. Those who remember this match will remember the hype, the build-up, the potential of this match, and nothing happened. It was a real disappointment. Lesnar was leaving, didn't give two shits, and the match stank, absolutely stank. That match ends disc 3, and it's just a shame it couldn't have ended on a better match, but, it is what it is. Overall, if you're a Goldberg fan, you're going to love that DVD. I did. I'm going to say I was a Goldberg fan. I know a lot of people weren't. A lot of people thought it was overrated. Blah, couldn't do this, couldn't do that. All I'm going to say is look at Hulk Hogan. It wasn't amazingly versatile. Punches, chops, hulking up, leg drop. And that's it. That was his career. Whereas at least Goldberg had some things to him. He was athletic, He did stuff that some of the East Side shouldn't be able to do, like with the backflips and the spearing him in the corner and stuff like that. There were plenty of things Goldberg did that just made him a better athlete than Hogan, and he just didn't have the push and that Hogan had. But other than that, I love this DVD. It is one that I would watch again. I would watch the Blu-ray version. I've watched the DVD to do this review, obviously, and I will watch the Blu-ray to see if there's any difference. If there is, I might do another video mentioning the difference. But other than that, I'll leave it here and say those of you who get the chance to either stream it or if you find it, go out, buy it if you're a Goldberg fan. Even if you're just a wrestling fan, I think it is one of those that you should have in your collection, really. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Again, apologies for the delay in something being put up on here for so long, and I'm going to try my best to keep the OWO UK channel up and kicking. I know I've said that before and I haven't, but the man in charge of the OWO brand, Josh, is fully aware of my situation with my illness, my depression and everything. So he's aware that I have days where I just don't want to do anything and everything. So yeah, that'll leave it for this, guys. And we'll be back soon, maybe with another DVD review. A wrestling DVD review. I may do another film review because mine and Josh's Halloween series seems to have gone down pretty well. I enjoyed doing them. Josh enjoyed doing them, although he did end up watching 2018 before me, which I still haven't seen, but it is available now to buy on Blu-ray as I record this, so it might get purchased and watched. So yeah, but thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to subscribe. Those of you who have, if this is your first video you've watched of mine, welcome to OWO UK. And like I said, I am going to try to do Josh proud and the OWO brand proud and build this channel up to where it once was. So that'll do it for now, guys. I'll be back soon with another review or something. I'll come up with something to do. So yeah, that'll do it for now. As always, bye for now. Take care of yourselves.